You may not think about it, but Portland International Airport is a great place to shop for the holidays. The shops are open 365 days a year, and it's priced the same as off-airport locations. So hello everyone, I'm Ken Ackerman. Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers. A little more than half of all the African American seniors in this area ever graduate from high school. Who's working to affect change? We turn to Marcus Mundy, who's the president of the Urban League of Portland. Marcus, thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Talk to me about that disparity as well as other disparities between the African American community and the rest of the community.
You go straight down the line. I mean, the educational stat is very, very damning. We have kids that aren't getting the proper educational experience. They're not having the right teachers. They have the least experienced teachers. They're expelled and suspended the most from their schools. So some of them don't even have a chance to go into the classes to graduate. So they have a lot of challenges beyond just the classroom. They have economic challenges, social challenges. All that feeds into their educational experience. And so we're working to try to counteract that.
How does the Urban League affect change?
We affect change. We have some programs, for example, in education, we have mentoring, tutoring, but above all, we're trying to affect change on the policy level. We've made a strategic shift to put all our eggs in the basket of working with the school systems and the superintendents and other folks like Portland Schools Foundation and others that affect change in the city, and working with them to help craft policies and make some of the structural changes that will make a difference to these kids.
When you talk about policy, you head to Salem with which issues foremost on the table?
Yeah, when we're talking about other policies, we talk about education, of course, and we talk about employment, and we talk about health care. And we feel at the Urban League that if we can make changes in those three key areas, those three quality of life indicators for our community, we can affect change in all the other areas of environmental health and housing and advocacy for other issues that our community.
But those three issues really cross color lines. They're not exclusive to the African American community.
Absolutely not. If we affect change in our community on those things, the ripple effects going outward are amazing. If we affect change in those areas, we will have made a difference for all of Oregon.
So whereas an SEI is an educational experience, you're in your office writing grants and trying to affect policy in that sense.
We're writing grants, but we're also doing research, getting the data, getting the stats, talking to the lead thinkers on policy and seeing what policies can we drive that will impact the most amount of kids or workers or people's health care.
Now, how much of this change can come about within the community itself, starting with families?
The things we're asking our partners to work with us on are things that we have identified, we have decided to work on as being the most impactful to our community. Change has to start within. We're not asking anybody to do anything for us, we're asking people to work with us.
So some change starts from within, but in the community, who do you look toward for help?
For help, for partners, we look to the leaders of government, we look to the leaders of corporations, and we look to the leaders of other nonprofits. We have coalitions built with other nonprofits, and we have coalitions that include foundations and city governments and state governments and county governments, and we have coalitions that include our corporate leaders, where we're working in tandem, public-private partnerships to leverage the dollars and the energy and get the most out of it.
And the Urban League is launching a workforce program?
Absolutely. I mean, we've had workforce. In fact, one of our founding principles in our mission was employment, education, and economic opportunity. So we've been doing that nationally for 100 years and in Portland for 65, but we are reinvigorating our existing workforce program to include more placement and recruitment of executives and professionals, more training on the technical and trade side, and more coaching for the entry-level positions.
You feel that you can affect change in more people going that route than you told me 200 to 500 kids a year that you actually can help.
Yeah, in our mentoring program in the past, we've served about that many kids with hands-on programming. Right. But there's some good people out in the community doing hands-on programming that may do it more efficiently, may have better results, and we'd rather see them run the programs and us concentrate on the policy, and that tandem working together I think will be good for our community.
Marcus, thank you very much for being with us, and thank you for being here as well. I'm Ken Ackerman. Make it a great day.